This is PC World, the April 1992 issue, a cutting-edge computer technology magazine, and we have gone back in time, so 19 years, and we're going to look at how much things have changed. I really enjoyed my last video I did about the year 2000, and I thought, well, let's go back a little bit farther and see how far we've come, especially in the areas of computers. So the cover story is about Excel 4.0, the first smart spreadsheet. I'm an accountant, so I use Excel spreadsheets a lot, and it's definitely a little different than this now. So I think that this might prove to be interesting just to see the passage of technology. So we have a fold out ad for monitors. You don't really see monitors like this anymore. Of course, you see the flat screen model almost exclusively now. I mean, some people may still have one of these, but I mean, these are obsolete. But at that time, this was it. This was the cutting edge. Waiting for a little bell to go off in your head, telling you it's the best time to buy a computer. PC brand. The monitor set on top of the computer. There's your easy to find on and off switch. And it's showing you the features of PC brand computers. You could drop $5,000 on this. Portable mass storage, battery power, 240 megabyte battery power hard disk. 240 megabytes. And we got an ad here. It says, do everything below for less than any of the above. These are some computer software you could get. Harvard Draw, like a drawing tutorial, I guess. Arts and Letters. Lotus Freehand. And so this is basically drawing lessons software. And for $149, you could get Windows Draw. And I guess learn how to draw things like this dolphin. Remember your first flyer? And we got a little Cub Scout here with his dog, and he's got his radio flyer. I can assure you, yeah, in 1992, some people remembered those radio flyers, getting those under the Christmas tree. Even when I was a kid, some of the kids still got those radio flyer wagons. I don't think anyone is going to remember that now. And this is another ad for computers. Introducing your next flyer. Never underestimate the importance of complete protection. And this is Central Point Software. And I was thinking, do they mean like virus protection? But with our award-winning backup, you can back up data almost automatically to just about any device, including all the most popular tape drives in DOS or Windows. Applauding spreadsheet. So we're going to get back into the old Excel. If you can click a mouse, you can create stunning presentations with this program. This is Freelance Graphics for Windows by Lotus. I'm having some coffee here, so sorry. But take a look at some of the graphics. You know, these graphs, for example, like now you're on Excel and you want to make a quick graph. It takes a second to do something like that. It's built into the Excel now. It's pretty amazing. you could do things like, you know, a layout of the United States, or we've come a long way. And I'm not belittling the work that was put into this stuff back then, because in 1992, this was it. This was cutting edge. Gateways, insights for the business traveler. Look what Microsoft forgot. Gateway, I remember Gateway. I'm sure a lot of people remember Gateway. It's not like ancient history, but it is becoming vintage. Some of, I want to say I had well, there was a computer called a Gateway, wasn't there? Oh my gosh, like so many things have changed. What was the one that had the country store? Do you remember that? It had the cow print all the time. I can't remember. They had PC theft ring uncovered. So here we got some news. Microsoft removes its Chinese wall, proving what many observers suspect, that Microsoft has little fear of the Federal Trade Commission's investigation into its competitive practices. The software giant has consolidated all software development, including systems, applications, and tools, into the single worldwide products group as part of a sweeping management reorganization. The consolidation came as part of an executive shuffle in which Microsoft President Michael Hallman was ousted and replaced by a 3-member office of the president. The reorganization removes the Chinese wall that Microsoft officials had said effectively separated its applications and operating systems development groups, and ensured that the former did not receive any advantage denied other developers. Close up, the best program you can buy for remote control. And it's showing you the honors that close up is won. What next? Windows gets cosmetic surgery by Mike Hogan. What to watch? Norton Desktop for Windows. Due in April is a kinder, gentler add-on that makes Windows 3.1's promise of drag and drop reality across different windows and lightens bothersome housekeeping chores. Paying again and again for virus protection is enough to make you ill. 5th Generation Systems Incorporated. They got their little leopard logo. AMI Pro 2.0 stands unchallenged as the most powerful and enjoyable Windows word processor. AMI Pro for Windows. And just kind of just drink this in, you know. How much things have really improved. Attention all D-base users. Your Windows have arrived. Available foot messengers. Messenger pickup slip. Destination. Cycle. Foot. I mean, we're planning. Wow. And a free demo disc too. A floppy. America Online, it's so good it's free. We are click and return this coupon and we'll send you absolutely free everything you need to start using America's most exciting online service, America Online. We're so sure you'll love America Online. We'll give you the software you need to get started, a free trial membership, and free connect time so that you can explore this fascinating new world of information, computing support, entertainment, and personal enrichment. So we're talking about the internet. That's pretty cool. AOL, and they used to always send those discs. You know, they would come in little wooden boxes, tins. How many of these America Online services could you use right now? Stock quotes and portfolio management. More than 15,000 software files and programs. Fast, easy downloading. Searchable online encyclopedia. Powerful electronic fax and U.S. mail capabilities. Microsoft Small Business Center. Multiplayer graphic games. Access to computer industry experts. Special interest groups and clubs. Graphic windowing interface. and homework help and tutoring sessions. That's some pretty, for 1992. That was pretty exciting. Big screen for Windows, ViewSonic, the little birds. That's a famous logo there. With a lifetime warranty, and make most of it. Hyundai is doing what no other PC manufacturer has ever done. Now through June 30th, 1992, when you buy a Hyundai 386, 486 desktop or notebook computer, you get a lifetime of value and more. During the life of this promotion, Hyundai offers you the industry's first lifetime warranty absolutely free, plus the opportunity to purchase leading software support, and accessories including Quattro Pro 4.0, Harvard Graphics, Lap2 LAN, and even a year's subscription to software support at a savings of up to $2,500. Not only that, but Microsoft Windows and MS-DOS are bundled free with every 386 or 486 desktop computer. Fast Link software and MS-DOS come free with every Hyundai notebook. Wow, that's an opportunity of a lifetime. See Fox Run. We've added a new word to the database vocabulary, run, and it can make you a master of your database management universe, even if you've never managed a database before. The most powerful PCDBMS available is now the easiest to use too, Fox Pro 2.0. I wonder if that's connected to Firefox, and there's Fox software. Another state-of-the-art laser beam printer from the people who perfected the art, Canon. Well, they're still in business. Here's the help screen. This is kind of funny. It's people actually still writing in questions. Question: I have a large amount of information in WordPerfect files and would like to convert the data to DBase format without retyping. Is there some way I can do this? And you can convert the WordPerfect data into comma-delimited text, then import it into DBase or almost any other database or spreadsheet. In a comma-delimited file, each field ends with a comma except for the last field of each record, which ends with a carriage return. If a field contains a comma, that field must be enclosed by double quotation marks to prevent the internal comma from being read as a field separator. Since there's no harm in putting double quotes around a field, it's safest to put them around every field. So they're explaining comma delimited, which still to a certain extent can be used if you're importing files into certain programs, especially like accounting software. If you need to import off of a spreadsheet into your program. Don't buy a landline. Make the smart choice in LaserJet PostScript language emulation cartridges. You know, it just occurred to me now, and I guess if you had been doing this all along, great for you. But see, in 1992, you would have had to understood all of these acronyms and words, and many of them of which are obsolete now. So it's an ever-evolving language that it has evolved faster than anything I can think of. 1991 PC World Annual Index. Question: where did I turn for more information? Answer: turn to the reader's service card at the back of this issue of PC World. If it has Adobe, scalable fonts, color, and quiet technology, it can only be from Panasonic. Panasonic Quiet Printing. That looks nice. See, if this was made just a couple years earlier, it would have had a wood tone. Let's see. Anthrocart. The best furniture you can buy for your equipment. Incredibly strong, mobile, flexible, space-saving, lifetime warranty. Choose different sizes and colors and the accessories you want. Discover Anthro's exceptional service. Call us for a new catalog. And look at this guy. Look at his setup. He's got his computer, his keyboard, his monitor here, his chair, his shelf for his books, and then he's got a printer on top, the dot matrix printer. This ultimate power desktop PC was chosen editor's choice. Here's why. Open up, and a big old fold-out. Because when it comes to selling computers, you can't pay too much for an ad. Wow. Zeos, more power. And the disk drive and everything, just marveling at how so much of this has changed. You got your big floppy and your little floppy. No CD-ROMs yet? Surely there's... I know we got CD-ROMs. That's not the CD-ROM, is it? That's the little disc. But, no, I guess CD-ROM hadn't come out yet. I don't think it had. CD-ROM was the big, like... I guess that was more like 1995, maybe? Because I'm still just seeing the big floppy and the little floppy. I'm not seeing any. You know, every now and then you can go to a thrift store and see something that's like, includes CD-ROM. And, you know, like, go deeper into your special features with the CD-ROM on this DVD. Now, I mean, if you can find a computer that actually will play it, the special features. Apply for Z card. Send for your Zeos credit card. I'm sure that's not worth very much now. You know the sculptor, but you can't think of his name. Rodin? August Rodin? Didn't he sculpt the Thinker? You could sit there and you could sit there until you're stiff as a statue and never remember it. And reference books won't help because you can't look up what you don't know. Introducing the Random House Webster's Electric Dictionary and Thesaurus College Edition, 180,000 words with definitions and 275,000 synonyms integrated into software that enables you to find words fast, even if you don't know what you're looking for. For example, simply type in things you do remember, like sculptor and French. The Random House Webster's Electronic searches its definitions and comes up with a list of French sculptors, including Auguste Rodin. Aha, you say, Rodin's Thinker. It's like using a dictionary in reverse, and it's impossible with a book. My first thought is that's hard to do even today with Google. Now, you can find a lot of stuff, but there's still limitations. I can only imagine. I'm sure they had some famous work, but what if you were looking for something more obscure back then? Like, you know, I mean, this stuff it was great progress, don't get me wrong, but I think that probably, I would be surprised if it had more than 500 matches like that. You know, like you could type in painter in Italian and you would get results like Da Vinci, and you would get Raphael, Michelangelo. But I doubt very seriously you would get anything more obscure than classic artists. And then, you know, what if you typed in, you know, famous painter from, I don't know, Macedonia or something. I mean, I doubt it would have anything. I would be surprised. It would probably only have the most common stuff back then, because they would have to manually come up with these matches, and they probably manually try to decide what were the searches that they would bother doing. In a category obsessed with smaller and lighter, Compact would like to suggest another adjective: smarter. The Compact LTE Lite. And once again, I am not trashing the progress that this magazine is showing us. For 1992, this stuff was great. I remember my dad brought home a computer in, I think it was 95, and it did have a CD-ROM, and it had a encyclopedia, and you could load that encyclopedia disc, and it had films. Like, it would have a little snippet of FDR speaking, a little snippet of, old newsreels and stuff. Most of it was public domain stuff. And I thought that was very impressive then. I mean, now, we really are living in the times when we can find most anything we want. Logical printer sharing. Email finds bigger audience. Roll. ESA bus moves closer to mainstream. Today just isn't about everyone can use a computer. That's why we make a computer for just about everyone. In Tinseltown, we're the printers to the stars. And it says 66 Academy Awards on his screen. So he's working on back when people used to watch the Academy Awards when it was watchable, when it was interesting, and we cared about the movies and all of that. Just no more. I did watch Nomadland. I did watch that movie, and I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I didn't think it was the greatest movie ever made, but I thought it was a fine movie, and I like Frances McDormand, and I like David Strathairn. But I will say this, I don't think that there was any very good movies in the last few years. I don't think we've had a really good movie. I mean, I like Marvel movies, and I like, crowd pleasers and stuff, but they're not really good movies. I mean, the last time a good movie won the Academy Award, goodness, I'm trying to think here. Definitely wasn't Crash. It definitely wasn't The Artist. Does anyone remember that one? Does anyone remember La La Land? Does anyone remember Shakespeare in Love? I mean, you might remember that one a little bit, but most people only remember it because it beat Saving Private Ryan, and they were shocked. Get a hold of the best value in land power protection for just $169. And I thought Shakespeare in Love was an alright movie. It was fun to watch, and it was amusing, but it didn't deserve Best Picture. I think that movie was just the right movie at the right time for the Academy, because it had hot actors like, it had Joseph Fiennes, it had, Ben Affleck and his girlfriend, or maybe it was Brad Pitt's girlfriend, the one who plays Pepper Potts, and it had Judi Dench, and it was, it could get like the intellectuals because it was talking about Shakespeare and stuff, but it was really a dumb movie. I mean, it was fun, it was funny, but it was kind of like whatever. But Saving Private Ryan, well, I mean, that wasn't a brilliant movie either. It was a good movie, but there hasn't been. I'm talking great movies like Casablanca, The Godfather, The Maltese Falcon, The African Queen. Really great movies. The Best Years of Our Lives, The Rear Window. It's hard to find great movies nowadays. Look at this old clamshell laptop. Wow, laptops have come a long way too. And here's some more laptops, and look at the disk drives on it and everything, and very chunky looking. Compacts, SL notebooks clinch the pennant. A fleet of font choices comes with Panasonic's personal printer. Finally, a computer information service you can't outgrow no matter how hard you try. Let's see what they're talking about here. Find out why your PC won't talk to your LAN and what you can do about it. Price a new Mustang, or just learn everything about it. Shop but don't drop. Need a 100% cotton pinpoint Oxford shirt with button-down collar in Ecru. Try our electronic mall. I guess this is before Amazon and stuff. Dive deep into aquarium lore, like whether a canister or protein filter is better for a 110-gallon saltwater tank, because we all have one of those. Find out just what the heck a zither is. That's a zither. Talk to twice as many people about parallel universes. And learn how to monitor military satellites. They watch us. Why shouldn't we watch them? That's funny fantasy. You know, me and Mary went to the beach back in June, and we rented a house on the beach, and we would go out at nighttime, and it was so clear, and there were so few lights that we could see the satellites. We literally could see them in the sky. It was amazing. And there's an app you can go to that will actually identify what satellite you're looking at. It's pretty neat. Surge protectors. A power-saving notebook with horsepower and stamina. Microsoft Word graphics and numbers. Remember Paintbrush? That was fun. I guess it still exists. Fiction versus fact. Space aliens marry in Las Vegas. Hayes Optima Panics competition. But the real question is, which one of these would you really read? How can Northgate offer you a powerful, upgradable 486SX system for only $24.99? And I'm trying to figure out what this has to do with the Sphinx. It says, gazing out over the shifting sands of Giza, Egypt, is the Great Sphinx, one of the world's most baffling mysteries. How were the ancients able to carve its massive features over 40 centuries ago? How come the Sphinx shows extensive signs of erosion, not by wind and sand, but by water? Who made the Sphinx? Ancient Egyptians or a still earlier civilization? Why was it created, and when? Although scholars continue to look for answers, the centuries-old mystery of the Great Sphinx may never be fully solved. And I have no idea what that has to do with their product. Breaking the page barrier. The new TI micro laser turbo printers, high-performance graphics at record speed. Who's doing what, and what's it costing you? Timesheet professional, make every minute count. When one of the first things the computers wanted to do was how to monitor workforce. She's drinking coffee, or is she at a meeting? I don't know. Uh-oh, here we go again. We're gonna try to tie computers with Easter Island statues. It says, along the shores of Easter Island, isolated in the Pacific, a row of statues reveals the past of an ancient civilization shrouded in mystery. Some historians speculate that these figures were symbols of worship. Others believe they represent ancestors long deceased. Who they were and how the ancient craftsmen moved them to their positions without heavy machinery are long-kept secrets that history books have failed to unlock. Accounting software that also analyzes customer data. With Citizen, the only thing more powerful than my printer is my document. Trattoria's restaurant, which I think just means restaurant. It's like restaurant. Gross receipts in thousands. And that's a hard graph to read, because I would hate that graph. Because with that pepper on top of that fork, you can't line it up very well. Just stick with the old tried and true bar graph, folks. Don't try to impress your boss with stuff like that. Take the money and run. Take the money with the new DAC Easy point of sale. Run your business easily with DAC Easy Accounting 4.2. Announcing a grammar checker so powerful it yanks the writing errors out by the roots. The easiest way to improve your writing is Grammatic 5. And then more proof, which is not spelled correctly. Your choice just got easier. 386.33 megahertz. That looks like a fine computer. And that also looks like a fine computer. This I got a big tower. It just probably is really cool. It has 100. Hold on, listen. Intel 486DX 33 megahertz processor with 8K internal cache, 128K external 25NS cache, 4 megabytes of high-speed RAM. Wow, 4 megabytes. 105 megabytes, 17 MS IDE hard disk, 1-to-1 interleave with 32K cache, a tower shown or desktop chassis, 1.2 megabyte 5.25 inch and 1.44 megabyte 3.5 inch drives, non-interlaced 14-inch Super VGA color monitor, 1024 x 768 resolution, 16-bit 1 megabyte VGA card, clock calendar parallel port, game port, and 2 serial ports. Wow, a lot of features. New versions of your favorite products. Why some communication softwares don't talk real good. No size fits all. All in the family. One size does not fit all. That's a good marketing phrase. Because if you're selling t-shirts, you might want to say one size fits all. But if you're trying to sell anything else, you want to say one size does not fit all. A laser on every desk. Look at this picture. They're all fighting over the printer. We all need a printer on our desks instead of the shared one on the office. That's what's making everyone mad. Cards are still left in here. Buying a personal laser, it sounds like you're buying a weapon instead of a printer. Personal printers improve font power, paper handling, and also improve people printing unauthorized stuff at work. But hey, it's gonna happen. New $99 Peachtree Basic, easy to use PC accounting. Oh right, I love Peachtree. I use Peachtree today under Sage. It's a great accounting software. I know some people hate it, but I like it. Peachtree can do a lot of stuff, and it has very few glitches. And it's just good old reliable accounting software. The world standard. Hidden plots discovered. Desktop mapping held responsible. Free demo disc tells inside story. I don't think I got the free disc. I wonder if this book had come with a disc. So usually these did. They would come with a floppy or something, so you could insert it in your computer and see an ad for something. The screaming speed you need. Windows accelerators from $499. It's a PC Magazine editor's choice. They paid for that logo. And best of Spring Comdex 1991, and they paid for that award. Like the J.D. Powers and Associates. Basically, you should read about those things. The internationally proven language translation software. Look, because if you go to England, watch out. Because don't they speak English there? See, what they might want to do for this ad back in 1992 is get a different currency, because unless you aren't a native English speaker, you shouldn't have too much trouble visiting England. But they do have to figure out that they do use a different money. Maybe that's what they meant. Increase your disk capacity with Superstore, memory, instant digital snapshots. Hell, this is back in the day when we still needed cameras. That looks so much like a cell phone. It's like preview of a smartphone, doesn't it? I mean, smartphones did not exist in. We had car phones in 1992. If anyone had a cell phone, I saw them. I mean, they existed, but they were big. They were like bricks. Oh, someone is going deaf outside, rattling my windows. If your music's that loud, dude, you're gonna be deaf. The desktop movie studio. Just digging all these old graphics. Home medical advisor. Oh boy. Even then, we were clicking on the computer when we had symptoms. Cat hand Sean adapter. I'm not sure what that is. Vista Pro. All kinds of things, that many of which do not exist anymore. Bitstream invites you to take the facelift for WordPerfect challenge. I don't think WordPerfect exists anymore, but that used to be like Word, basically. I only used it. The only time I ever used it, I think, was when I took a computer class when I was a freshman in college years ago, and we still used discs. CD-ROM existed, but we used small floppy disks. And most everything I learned in that class is just completely obsolete, obviously. There's a good example of what an old screen looks like. Find Smart, a clear window on word processing. And there's another good example, a Microsoft Word document. More accounting software. Check writers. Samco America, the finest 20-inch color monitor you never heard of. Digital has an important announcement for people whose work takes them off the beaten path. Oh, you gotta open it. We'll be there when you get there. That's the announcement. Okay. Unless it's later than 1992. Mail order 386 systems. Another fold out. Oh, it's got some charts with rates and fun stuff. Here's your buyer's guide. They pay a lot of, most of this entire magazine is nothing but ads, which, I mean, it's PC World, so obviously it's your source for getting PC stuff in 1992. PC Parade, from Marlowe to Main Street, or a decade of service to beat the band. Oh, that's a cute picture with raccoons and stuff. Full page scanners. Another article. Different scanners for different applications. How about hand scanners? I remember there was that in an episode of Columbo. I mean, that's how far those go back. The hand scanner. The scanners help you get the picture. Ooh, Gateway Cafe. I think it was Gateway that had the country store. Maybe it started with this Gateway, and it looks like an old 50s cafe, and they got soda pops, and they got burgers and fries, but they're really buying software. See? I believe my first computer was a Gateway. I like how they make it look like a menu. This is really cool. And you know, you got your banana split, you got your pie, you got your meatloaf dinner there. I really like this. This is kind of cool. Little, try to preserve it here. The Hassle and the Castle, you know, like a boxing match. It's kind of cool too. The Computer Museum's 1992 Computer Bowl. Excel 4.0. This is we finally, on page 206, we finally got into the cover story. Excel 4.0. In his mind. That's what I do all night too, is dream about spreadsheets. That's what all accountants do. Dream about what I didn't do right, or what mistake I might have made, or what I need to do tomorrow. Oh, it's a nice picture of Machu Picchu. Like Machu Picchu, some phenomena may never be explained. They are really, really big on taking like wonders of the world and trying to compare it to their 1992 computer equipment, which is kind of funny to me now. But at the time, this stuff was pretty cool. The dudes duke it out. There's a picture of a dog. The information service that's more than a retriever. It's your own personal bloodhound. See, there's your bloodhound. NPC world. Multimedia. Powerful, sexy, fun in your home today. I always hate it when they use that word improperly. I don't think sexy should describe anything but things that are actually sexy. But I will say this, they were probably ahead of their time, because, especially the internet, that's pretty much what it's mostly used for, in some capacity or other. And so thank you for being here in my lowly YouTube corner, where you will find anything but. You will find videos that are showing you old magazines. So I thank you for being here. Hyperspeed. Tips for great reports. No, I really do. Thank you for being here. And if you're interested in this, I'm glad, because I thought this was interesting. You know, seeing an old computer magazine from 1992, to me, is interesting. Some people may think this is dull, but I'm just kind of blown away at how much things have changed. And it's just fun to sit here and flip through it and look at it. TurboTax, Microsoft Word. It'd be fun to get that now and try to get your taxes on it. WinFax, spreadsheets. It's like on the end of the taxes, like, would you like to make a donation to the Clinton Gore campaign? Great. Would you like to donate to Ross Perot's campaign? It could only happen in Hollywood. Oh, Hollywood Software by Claris. Introducing the best color display in a notebook computer. Period. Ever. This is it. This is ever. Ever implies not just the past, but I'm thinking all time. So they really thought this was it. Stealth takes you to network and TSR heaven. So many acronyms. More drawing software. This very, very 90s kind of packaging. The easy solution. Pacchioli. Or is it Pacioli? I think it's Pacioli. Accounting software. Pacioli. Yeah, he was the first accountant. I learned about that in college. I haven't heard that name since my freshman accounting class. I think I was a sophomore when I took my first ones. But, you know, when they give you the history of accounting in the slide presentation, Pacioli invented accounting. He was a monk. Nazca lines. Oh, here we go again, Intel. Let's see how your product relates to the Nazca lines. Okay, the Nazca lines occupy a spread of over 190 square miles of Peruvian desert. Visible only by air, the cut stone lines create geometric designs, animals, and figures of birds, like the hummingbird shown. While the purpose of the lines is an intriguing mystery, the most baffling aspect of the lines is how ancient craftsmen could engineer such a mass of figures without modern equipment or the ability to check their work by error. But we don't know. They couldn't. We don't know what was going on then. We don't know what they had, or what they could have had a tower. They could have had any number of different ways to look at the work. I mean, so stop being. What I can't stand is when people today just cannot imagine how those dumb people in the past did things. There was a really interesting experiment conducted back in the 70s where a whole bunch of professors took their grad students and they tried to live in a medieval village for like a month, just doing all the things, you know, using the tools and the technology then and surviving, you know, eating, cooking, bathing, doing day-to-day chores. And it outwitted them. Just because things happened in the past doesn't mean it was dumb. Just like everything in this magazine was cutting edge for its time, and if you try to go back in time and use this stuff, you probably wouldn't be able to, because we've all come past it. We wouldn't know how to use it. Like, some people don't know how to use a telephone. A real, like the kind I had, you know, a rotary dial. Not just turning the dial, but how do you call the operator? Or star 69, or how do you call information, or get the weather report, or how do you call storyline? You see, when I was a kid, you could call storyline, and it would tell you a story over the phone. It was free, I think. Either that or my parents never told me. Node map, easy flow. It was free to me. I was a little kid. I didn't pay for it. Replace your filing cabinets with PC. And how much memory? Like, you know, 240 megabytes or whatever. Get a few sheets in there. I don't think that whole filing cabinet would fit in that old PC though. Auto sketch for Windows. If you like drawing straight lines, Simplicity Success. Windows Workshop. Accounts receivable. Why is this guy holding a Tommy gun? Meet Clyde the Collector. Persistent, arrogant, unlikably friendly, trained in old-fashioned cash management techniques. Now meet Business Vision 2, the small business accounting system designed to do things your way. What? I don't know where they're coming from. I think they just want to use that picture really bad. Blockbuster presents presentations by the Zuma Group. How to create boring documents. It's easy. Just keep doing what people have done for years. It's kind of funny. Pin-based computing conference. So now we're getting to the conferences. Let me tell you about a business conference now. Let's just explain what these things are in case you haven't been on one. And for those of you who have, then you will know where I'm coming from. A business conference is a free vacation held someplace like Las Vegas, usually, where they send you to ostensibly watch a presentation and watch some speakers. Most people show up, they catch the opening ceremony, they do 2 or 3 of the presentations, and then they spend the rest of the time in Las Vegas gambling or doing whatever it is you do in Las Vegas that stays in Vegas. And that's what business conferences are for most people. And I think that the companies kind of know that. It's really just a way to give your employees a free vacation. Well, it's not free. Someone's paying for it. Introducing the first truly intelligent labeling system. Lotus, the best graphics programs for Windows, and here are the documents to prove it. Let's talk brochures. Let brochures talk. Some people are born accountants. For the rest of us, there's new ACPAC, simply accounting for Windows. That's cute. Oh, here we go again, Intel. Let's read about it. Rising up from Salisbury Plain in England, Stonehenge is a mystery. Theories about its creation include a primitive duplication of Roman architecture to an observatory for tracking the movement of stars. Even more intriguing is how the ancient craftsmen could move the massive blocks, stand them up, and balance another stone on top of the pillars, and how were they able to perfectly align the stones so the sun would shine through particular columns during equinoxes. These mysteries may never be solved. I've been to Stonehenge. It's really neat. I'll give you a pro tip here. If you want to get close to the stones, go get up early, and on winter solstice, drive there, park, and you can walk there with all of the other Wicca people wearing capes and stuff, and you can get close to the stones. Otherwise, you got to book it well in advance, and it costs more money. Catalogs. Then we're getting to the boring part of the magazine here, where it's just the catalog part. Fight piracy and protect your program. I guess piracy was already an issue even back then. And we even have an index for this magazine, which kind of blows me away. It's so big that there's an index. Some more ads. Well, basically sales lists. Order, like this is basically like order forms directly for companies. Interesting. An interesting step back in time. Well, thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you like my channel, subscribe, leave a comment, click the bell icon, and give me a thumbs up. Until next time, bye.